On today's show, we help you beat the winter blues. One regional park offers all kinds of snowy opportunities.
Coffee.
We take a walk in a most popular winter park and discover a winter-only sport dedicated to water's frozen form.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to a cold and snowy show.
Yeah, you know, at this point we are all starting to feel the winter blues setting in.
Well, we've had cold, rain, snow, polar vortex, more snow.
All of it. So Laura and I would like to offer you a couple of options or solutions to help you cope. And get this, they're all in one park.
Minnesota winters are cold, snowy, and long. No getting around that. So, if you live here, learn to embrace. How? Well, a visit to the Twin Cities Baker Regional Park provides a snow pile of answers. On any given day, Baker Park's snowmobile burns up the gas grooming trails. The park maintains about 9 miles of pristine cross-country trails. Tracks local Kim Rudd trains on every week.
I love just being in God's creation, just being in the woods and just out in the country. It's wonderful. I'm kind of an introvert, so solitude, training, it's just wonderful.
A lot of the regulars who train for events like the Birkebinder will come out here.
At a slower pace, Baker Park's other 5 miles of trails attract more families.
Hi, Braid.
Like mine.
Let's go.
Snowshoeing has become pretty popular.
That time says go this way.
It's great exercise and even greater family time. And it's easy, even for a kid.
So is that hard or easy? What do you think?
Easy. Easy or easy.
The toughest part, figuring out where to explore next.
Do you think we're going the right way?
Yes.
Baker will rent you snowshoes if you don't own them. Oh, and you might want to try coming on a weekday.
It's a great time to come out because then you can have the trails more to yourself.
If you prefer a slightly faster pace,
1, 2, 3, go! Go! Go!
let gravity do the work. Baker's sledding hill is one of those. A scream. The only problem,
Whoa. Whoa. Wait.
on a hill this big, the hoof back up takes time. Now, Baker offers one other big winter draw. Lake Independence. 832 acres of some of the Twin Cities' best fishing. Don't believe me?
Braids, I think I see fish. Let's see if we can catch one quick.
Well, watch a couple of 4-year-olds clean up.
Braids, quick, come reel.
Another fish. Whoa. Ah, I know hold him.
Okay. Look it. What kind of fish is that?
Crappie. Pet his tail.
See you.
Bye, Tootsie.
3, 2, 1. Oh, oh. Crosby, what happened?
You missed it!
Here, Crosby. Reel him up. Start reeling. What do you feel? What do you feel? Whoa, look at that one. They're getting bigger.
Dad, I got a big fish.
And to think,
We got a fish.
Baker Park is just one of 24 winter destinations in the Three Rivers Park system.
Here, let's give him a kiss.
Don't be afraid to embrace our winters.
Ew!
Heck, you can kiss it smack dab on the fish lips if you like, but be warned, At Baker Park, if you try it, you might just like it. Coming up next, we take a winter walk in one of Lake Superior's most popular parks. Can you name the falls?
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Rapala, Star Bank, and by Ice Castle Fish Houses.
It's time to take a walk in the park, this time up around Lake Superior. And you know what? This time of year, the parks stay open no matter how cold weather gets.
A lot of people come to Gooseberry in the winter because they can retreat away from things. You get into the woods and there's a silence that comes around you. You can just hear the crash of the wave. So it's actually a pretty unique place that's frozen in time. Gooseberry is located in northeast Minnesota, right along the shore of Lake Superior, located about an hour north of Duluth. One of the neatest things about being on the North Shore and here at Gooseberry that I always tell people that the lake always has something to offer, and not everybody always gets to see that. Where we are right now is an area called the Picnic Flow. The different ice formations that we see, it's always just kind of, to me, a little ghostly. Everything takes on a different form. Each year we have over 500,000 visitors. On any given day we can have 1,000 to 2,000 people that come and enjoy the park, and that's true for winter as well. We have lots of groomed ski trails here at Gooseberry that will take you along the Gooseberry River, over different bridges, and even up on the ridge where you can get some really scenic vistas of the lake. Snowshoeing is a neat thing to be able to do here at Gooseberry. You can travel throughout the woods, you can travel along the shore, really take the opportunity to explore the park in solitude. 2 million years ago, the landscape was covered by large glaciers, and these glaciers moved slowly across the landscape, and as they started to melt about 10,000 years ago, they really started to carve out the Gooseberry River. Also, as they began to retreat, they let up a great pressure that had been put on the rocks, and that's another thing that helped create the 5 different tiers of waterfalls that we have here at Gooseberry. One of the big things that people come to look at are the waterfalls. I think it's that kind of mystery of the waterfalls that really attracts people as well. One unique thing that happens here at Gooseberry is ice climbing. A couple times every winter we'll come out, I'll see, a party of 3 or 4 people climbing up either the middle falls or the lower falls.
I've come out quite a few times. It's a really great place to come and climb. So we're at the top of the falls here, just above a nice looking little section of ice. So these are called ice screws, and they allow us to anchor into ice. Quite a bit different than rock climbing. It's always changing, so every time you come back, it's a little different. It affords new challenges.
So the lower 4 falls are pretty close together. That'd be the upper, middle, and the 2 lower. But the 5th falls is about a mile up the river yet. This area where we are now is the 5th falls, so it's the highest falls that we have here at Gooseberry. Because 5th Falls is in a little deeper of a valley here, there's more water that kind of leaks through the rock. So when it's winter and we have dropping temperatures, we see more of these unique formations forming. If you're a Minnesotan, you've really learned how to embrace winter. You can choose to just stay inside and snuggle up and stay warm, or you can take the opportunity to come out and see the landscape, see what the Minnesota winter has to offer.
Let's walk over to the site.
Still ahead, hardcore winter adventurers celebrate life on ice straight up. And later, a Minnesota-bound classic takes us so far away from the snow and cold.
Closed Captioning is brought to you by Cass Lake chain of resorts.
Up next, a story of Minnesota's extremes. When the temps drop, the water freezes, and in that, a few hardy souls find a pure winter sport.
Minnesotans, we're known for making the best of long winters. We ski, we fish. But what about climbing? Back in 2005, a small group of climbers approached the city of Sandstone. Their idea, organize a winter festival.
We've got ice climbing, there's winter camping going on, there's some great trail hiking around this area. It's a great way to welcome in the winter, get people out and enjoy the park.
So how many people here have climbed any ice at all before? Raise your hands. All right, we're teaching an intro to ice clinic for the Sandstone Ice Fest. We've got about 15 participants and going to get people off the ground and teach them the basics of moving around on ice. Let's walk over to the site. The Sandstone Ice Fest is running all week long. There's clinics, one clinic today and a number of clinics tomorrow, ranging from intro to ice to advanced mixed climbing techniques. You want to kick those feet up, and you're better off, much like rock climbing, making a few small movements than one giant movement.
Climbing the cold stuff comes with challenges, mainly the ice itself.
When you see terrain like some of these kind of chandeliered stuff that's in here, or these bulges, you know, hitting on the outside of the bulges, you know, as it curls over, those tend to shatter and they pull off what we call dinner plates because they're kind of round chunks and they land on your head or your chest or your knee and can be less than pleasant. Really get that hand up high. It's a little different than rock climbing. Some of the movements are similar, but I think it's maybe a little more strength intensive sometimes. All right, a few steps, you're gonna get a little more vertical. Take it up a notch.
It's a great facility. We've got the parks open year-round for climbing. And in the last couple of years, the Minnesota Climbers Association's worked with the city of Sandstone to add plumbing above the cliffs, so now they can make their own ice as they go.
Awesome.
Question is, what do the students think of Ice Climbing 101?
Feels good. Second time here. That was excellent. It was awesome. Found a new hobby.
The first thing I was thinking of was, how can I get out of this? How can I chicken out? But, you know, everybody else did it, so then I tried it and it wasn't that hard.
Well, I've done rock climbing before and I thought it might be similar to that, but I wasn't too sure about the ice. I don't really like the cold, but I wasn't too scared of it.
The lesson, just get outside and climb. It's what we do here in a cold Minnesota. Coming up next, a Minnesota-bound classic way down south. Be prepared. Arms get tired on this trip.
Whoa, good job.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Treasure Island Resort and Casino, Hewitt Docks Lifts and Pontoon Lakes, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
It's no secret that my dad likes to head south when the winter temps drop.
Which brings us to today's Minnesota-bound classic, all about one of Ron Shera's favorite fishing trips.
It's a trip to try to hook a sailfish or two with one of our favorite Minnesota twins.
Oh, he's going now. He's gonna go now. I'm keeping pressure. He's taking some line slowly now. He's going down. Taking a little more line. He's picking up some speed. I'm not gaining anything on him.
What began with one sailfish hooked
grew into 2.
Here he comes. He's coming up.
I mean, he's taking out so much line, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's out 400 yards.
Yeah, he's out there. He went to Cuba.
Mine's just hanging out.
Boy, he's got to be over there by that ship.
There he comes. Jump, sweetheart.
Oh, wow! Of all the memorable moments in sport fishing, a leaping sailfish ranks high in the mind. Good, beautiful. But little did we know, this sailfish encounter was just a warm-up for later sailfish pandemonium. This is Isla Mirada in the Florida Keys, famed as a place where tourists come to play. It's also where anglers come to play, such as here at Bud and Mary's Marina, an Isla Mirada landmark.
I've never seen somebody say they didn't enjoy it, that wasn't excited by it, and it didn't want to come back.
As owner of Bud and Mary's, Richard Stanczyk is, in fact, a fishing icon of his own. Movie stars to baseball greats like Ted Williams have shared his fishing passion. And they say his charter boat, the Catch-22, has a unique nose for finding fish.
Because of things like catch and release, size limits, bag limits, and different conservation measures, especially no netting, our fish stocks today are probably healthier than they were 10 to 15 years ago.
Besides Richard, on board the Catch-22 was another legend in the making, Doug Mienkiwicz. He's a young Ted Williams, swings a fat bat for the Minnesota Twins, plays baseball to go fishing.
This baseball thing, it's just all it's doing is just, I'm wasting time till I get to my real career. That's as soon as I'm kind of trying to hurry up and get my 10 years in the way I can go do my real love, and that's fishing. I mean, it has the ability to take me away.
As the Pelicans watched us head out to sea, and as we tossed nets to gather bait, we had no clue. We were about to enter a sailfish twilight zone.
There he goes.
Starting with sailfish number 1.
Pressure's on me.
There he is.
You see him, Doug?
Yeah.
Okay, try to hold his fin up if you get a hold of him, too. Get a hold of him.
There he is.
All right. This is my first sailfish.
1 sailfish in the boat and released, number 2 on the line.
It's full count, Doug. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 9th.
Here he comes, Mike.
Whoa, good job.
Moments later, there were more sailfish.
There. Oh! That's what they're supposed to do.
And then a triple.
No! 3 on?
When I'm fighting a sailfish, I think of so many things. I think of what did I do? Obviously did I tie my knots right for the first thing? But you know, you just realize how much power and how much strength are in those fish.
He's hanging down there. He made some spectacular jumps. Now he just staying down.
It could be 2 hours of boredom followed by 10 minutes of straight pandemonium, and that's what it turns into. When you hook one, it's just nonstop.
Oh, whoa! There he goes. There he goes.
When the game was over, 16 sailfish had come to bat. 16 moments with bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
This day was one of those, like I said, hopefully I'll be able to tell my grandkids about. And hopefully it won't be the last I have. To see that many fish and have that many opportunities at them, it was just like one of those things that, you know, like I said, I'll take to my grave.
A perfect game of fishing pitched by sailfish.
These days, Mr. Mienkiwicz is living over in Ohio, managing the Toledo Mud Hens baseball team.
I'm guessing he's still doing some fishing every now and then.
Probably is.
Well, that about does it for us today. We'll see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.